One Instagram post. That's all it took. Brandon Sklenar wasn't exposing secrets. He wasn't taking sides. He wasn't attacking anyone. He simply asked people to be kind. And within hours, complete strangers were flooding his page with messages like, "I hope you die," and "I hope your career ends." This wasn't a scandal he created. It was a storm he walked into by accident. And the reason it exploded says a lot more about fame, fandom, and the dark side of online loyalty than it does about him. Before the hate, before the rumors, before anyone picked a side, there was "It Ends With Us." This wasn't just another Hollywood romance. It was an adaptation of one of the most emotionally charged novels of the last decade. Millions of readers were already deeply attached to these characters, these themes, this story. Expectations weren't high, they were explosive. Every casting choice was scrutinized. Every interview was dissected. And from the moment production began, the film was under a microscope. With Blake Lively headlining, Justin Baldoni directing and starring, and Brandon Sklenar stepping into a key role, the project had prestige, pressure, and passion baked into it. Fans didn't just want the movie to succeed. They wanted it to mean something. And that kind of emotional investment doesn't stay quiet for long. Then people noticed something strange. As the press tour kicked off, fans started paying attention to what wasn't happening. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni weren't posing together. No shared smiles on the red carpet. No joint interviews. For a movie centered on intimacy and connection, the distance felt loud. Online theories spread fast. Some fans claimed there was tension on set. Others insisted there had been a fallout behind the scenes. TikToks broke down body language frame by frame. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Almost overnight, the conversation stopped being about the film and turned into Team Blake versus Team Justin. And standing quietly in the background, watching it all unfold, was Brandon Sklenar, not realizing how quickly this storm was about to pull him in. Then Brandon decided to speak up. He didn't pick a side. He didn't call anyone out. He simply posted a message on Instagram asking fans to pause, to slow down, and to focus on what the movie was really about. He reminded everyone that It Ends With Us was about hope, perseverance, and women choosing better lives for themselves. His post wasn't meant to be controversial. It was thoughtful, calm, and human. Yet in the world of social media, even the kindest words can ignite fire. And almost immediately, Brandon found himself caught in a whirlwind he never expected. A storm of messages filled with anger, hostility, and threats, all aimed directly at him. What started as a plea for kindness had just set off something much bigger. And then the messages got brutal. Brandon later recalled seeing comments like, "You're a piece of SHT, I hope your career ends," and the one that pierced the deepest, "I hope you die." Words he never imagined anyone would say to him, all for simply asking people to be kinder. He described it like walking down a hallway with a single door. Behind that door, 100,000 voices are shouting about you. You know you shouldn't listen, but you can't help it. His agent begged him to stay off social media, warning him of the emotional toll. But curiosity, as it often does, won. And when he pressed his ear to that door, the scale of the hatred hit him like a punch he wasn't ready for. It was one thing to face criticism for acting. It was another to be targeted personally for doing what felt right. And in that moment, Brandon realized just how unforgiving the online world could be. Then everything shifted. Months after the press tour, in December 2024, Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Accusations surfaced, claims of misconduct and a retaliatory smear campaign, allegations Baldoni denied. Suddenly, the tension fans had been speculating about months earlier wasn't just rumor anymore. It was real, legal, and explosive. Brandon found himself back in the eye of the storm. He reposted screenshots of the legal documents on Instagram, urging people to read them for themselves. "For the love of God, read this," he wrote. What had once seemed like a neutral call for kindness now took on a heavier context. Fans revisited his old posts, dissecting his words, analyzing his intentions, and debating where he stood in the unfolding drama. A situation that started online as speculation had now become a high-stakes, very public conflict. And Brandon, as always, was caught in the middle. The pressure didn't stop there. Reporters and fans wanted answers. Red carpets turned into interrogation zones. Microphones hovered, cameras zoomed in, and the question was always the same: Team Blake or Team Justin? But Brandon refused to play that game. He kept returning to the heart of the story, the movie itself. "It's about love," he said. "It's about supporting women. It's about helping people through tough times." He tried to steer the conversation back to the film's message, but in a world obsessed with sides and conflicts, his words often got lost in the noise. Even as the speculation raged around him, Brandon stood firm, choosing the path of integrity over controversy, and reminding everyone what really mattered. Behind the chaos online, life in Hollywood told a different story. While thousands of strangers hurled hateful messages, the people who mattered saw the real Brandon. Blake Lively praised him privately for his professionalism and integrity. Director Paul Feig noticed too. Her recommendation played a key role in casting him in the thriller The Housemaid, starring alongside Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney. It was a quiet victory, far from the noise of comment sections and social media storms. The online hate threatened to define him, but in the industry that truly counts, respect and talent spoke louder. Brandon's career didn't crumble under the pressure. It grew, proving that sometimes the loudest voices aren't the ones that shape your future. In the end, one simple message meant to spread kindness nearly derailed Brandon Sklenar's peace of mind. Fame didn't shield him. It amplified everything: the praise, the scrutiny, and the cruelty. A single post turned into a digital battlefield, proving just how thin the line is between admiration and obsession in the age of social media. And it begs a question for all of us. When does being a passionate fan cross over into something darker? How far can words really reach when hidden behind screens? Brandon's story is a reminder that intentions can be twisted, voices can be amplified, and sometimes surviving the storm is about staying true to yourself, no matter how loud the world gets.